morning everyone, Carol here at OakHouseJournals, and finally, a bit over deadline I'm afraid, I'm able to share my next project with you. When I created the creativity boxes, my idea behind those boxes were that it would contain lots of goodies and bits and bobs that would inspire you to create, and in amongst that a few examples of how I would use what was included in the box. Well, this box, or these boxes, these are creations boxes, and these are boxes that contain things that I have made. So there are some supplies in here, and you'll see what I mean as I go through the boxes, but predominantly they are full of bits and bobs that I have made. There are only 4, I'm afraid, but I will be making more of both boxes, the creativity boxes and these creation boxes, in the future. So let's get on with it. What I'm planning to do is show you 2 boxes in this video and then the other 2 boxes in another video. And before we start, I should say that these boxes will not be available until this coming Saturday. They will be available in my Etsy shop from 12 noon Greenwich Mean Time, and I try to post at that time or make them available at that time so that most people would be up and about and it wouldn't be too early for some and too late for others. Apologies if that offends anybody, but that was the fairest way that I could see to do this. So these 4 boxes will be available at 12 noon Greenwich Mean Time on my Etsy shop, and I will put the details of my Etsy shop, OakHouseJournals, in the link down below. And they will be, all 4 boxes are each priced at 165 UK pounds each. So without further ado, let me show you what is in the boxes. First of all, the box itself. It's a 3-tiered box, and it's a square box, 9 inches by 9 inches. And let me do that in centimetres for you very quickly. Sorry, I should have done this first. 22 and a half centimetres by 22 and a half centimetres, and height wise they are 9.5 centimetres or 3 3/4 inches. So this is box A, as you can see. I'm trying to get organised. The lid comes off. They're not lined this time. The creativity boxes were lined, but I haven't lined these boxes. So let me pop that lid to one side. And this is what the first tier looks like. Now, as you can see, there are grooves here because there is another piece here that slots down over that. So you can have 4 compartments, or you can have one big compartment because this one comes out. But for the purposes of packing them, I wanted to have just 2 long compartments, as you can see. So let's get into it. In this box, there's one of my scrappy scraps. So there's this one, and I will put the link down below so that you can see all the scrappy scraps in more detail that I've made. So there's a little bit of embroidery on the side there and some lace and stitching. So then we have this little package here, and this is just a little coin envelope that I've decorated, and this is just a little frippery that I've included in, and what I've done is I had fun making these little guardian angels using beads and some wings, and there's a lobster clasp. So each one of these boxes contains one of these. In this package there are some of these tiny little tabs that I've made on coilless coilless safety pins. So there's some of these little tiny dangles that I've made, like so. So that's what's in that package. In this package, there are some of these dangles. If I hold that up to the camera, some of those little dangles are included in this package. In this package, I've just included a selection of these tiny little press-stud flowers. So these are what I mean about supplies, really. They are supplies. You can use them in your project, but they have all been made by me. In this little package here, I've got my samples off to one side. I have included one of these dangles, like so. So that's what's inside that package. And you can see that I'm making great use of my paint samples, sample cards, or I think you call them in America paint chips. I love them, actually. I've been using loads lately, as you can tell in these creativity boxes. So there's some of those included in there. Then going over to this side, I'm just going to turn the box round. So going over to this side, I have included a little very, very simply decorated card with some little tiny tags. You could leave that as is, or you could decorate it up further or take the little tags off. There's a piece of embossed card. And again, this is what I mean by samples. This, not samples, supplies that you could use. This one is just a very, very simple tag on some handmade paper. It's just one of the coin envelopes. And then this is a tag that I've made. And these are vintage receipts. This one dates back to 1948. A little tiny vintage button on there, some lace, and just a book page on the back. So each one of these boxes has something like this included in it. So just quickly try and put that all back together. Once I've shown you this box, then I can go through the next box a lot quicker. There's another tag that I've made. There's lots of tags in here because I thought you might like to see the tags that I've made. So this one is using a tea bag and some encaustic work. And again, there's a video where I've done a flip through of these. And as you can see, I've left on the original label from the tea that we drink here at home. So she goes behind the acetate window there. Vintage documents, washi, and some wallpaper, book page, and over the page there's some collaging, like so. There's another tag inside, that's this one, with a tiny little, I like to use glass beads rather than plastic beads, so I'm not going to say that all the way through, but in any of my work you'll always see a glass bead, faceted or plain, but I think they just look so much nicer than using the plastic beads. Some of my home dyed sari silk on the top. This lady in here is another tea bag that I have done some encaustic work on, but this lady actually doesn't come out. She's fixed inside there. A little bit of lace there, and then that's the back, just plain on the back of that one. This one is, I call these my Jackie Chimes style tags, because I saw Jackie make this style of tag, and that's, you know, what they're based on, obviously. So there's a book page image on the front. There is a library card, cabinet card with some layering on the back and collaging here. Beautiful lace trim on the side, and I've used the last of my butterfly. I call this my butterfly lace because it looks almost like miniature butterflies down the side. I have no idea where I got that lace from, and I'm bereft now because I love it. And then in the top there is another tag, long tag, like so. I hold that up to the camera. Label and lace all laid up, and then book page on the back, botanical book page, and that goes in the pocket at the top. I love this style of tag, Jackie, so thank you very much for the inspiration for that. And then just plain on the back. And then here in this little package here I have included one of these, which is a little tiny lace dangle. So there's some flowered lace, there's some pink lace and some white lace. Then there's some little white lace there, and then a tiny scrap of vintage fabric. And again, as you can see, I've made good use of my paint chips or my paint sample cards. So that's what's in that one, and I'll pop that away to one side. And then finally, I did a video on making these little folios. So this is a Christmas themed one, like so, with some embossed snowflakes, and then inside lots of Ranger ephemera tucked away inside here, rather than labels in this one. So there's all of these come out, another one at the side there. That's a fussy cut image at the top, and then a few more labels inside, or ephemera pieces, and even tucked in here are ephemera pieces as well behind the Christmas sleigh. And then this is a big one, obviously, and Santa is loose as well. And there's another one tucked away behind, and no, there isn't another one tucked away behind that one. So lots of bits and bobs in here for you to use in your Christmas journals. And hopefully, if these when these go into the shop on Saturday, if they are sold, then I will be posting these the first day that our post office opens, which will be on Monday morning. So you should have these in time for Christmas. So as I say, lots of little bits and bobs all tucked in there. So that's what's in that layer. And then that just slides. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's just get organised. And that just slides inside its little pocket like that. So those are all the goodies that are in this. I'm just going to quickly pop them all back inside. I haven't counted actually to see how many bits and bobs are inside each box. They all will have the same number in, and they will be detailed in the listing in my Etsy shop. So that is the first layer, and then this is the second layer. So inside here are some handmade paper clips, which I didn't bring to my desk. So I do have some off to one side. So it's a selection of these, and these are altered paper clips, and then that's how they look on the back. So there is a selection of those all on a long paint sample inside there. Sorry, I should have got that out and been organised. In this little pot here, there are some more dangles. I get those out for you. So first off, we have this little one. Now these are freshwater pearls, that I've used. So they are irregular shaped pearls, but they are freshwater pearls. And there's another one. And as you can see, seed beads and on a coilless safety pin. This one is move it along. This one is a glass pear-shaped droplet. These are very, very tiny. These are about 1/2 inch. So you can kind of gauge the size. If I hold that up against it, it's they're two centimeters, or where are we? Just, yeah, 3/4 of an inch. Those coilless safety pins. And then on a lobster clasp, I've done a little dangle for you there. Some of these tiny little sequin chains that I love to use in my projects. And these are silver lobster clasps that I've included in here. So there's those 4 in there. Then these are, as you can see, some dangles, again on coilless safety pins. And these are ones that I've made, and I was completely inspired by the lovely Britta for these dangles. I saw one that Britta had made and fell in love with it. So there's 3 of these. There's 1 on a gold bulb pin and 2 on silver coloured bulb pins, and 1 will have a silver letter attached to it, and that's the 3rd one. So you have a little packet of 3 of those. And then yet another dangle tucked away inside of this one. And when I can find my sample, it's just some seed beads on a coilless safety pin. So you've got lots of dangles. As I said, these are supplies, but they have all been made by me. Then there is one of these, which is my accordion fold oriental themed journal. I'm just going to put this envelope to one side and you'll see why in a moment. So all of these I will show because they are all on the same theme, but they have a slight difference inside. So let me explain. There is a feather here. Then this flips open like so. There is a pocket here and another pocket at the side there. Over the page there is a seal. Now the seal, wax seal, will vary in colour depending on the journal. And there is a pocket here and another pocket on this side here. Then in the centre there's a little booklet with various handmade papers in. Some vintage papers as well. This is some vintage French script. Nothing would be complete in one of my projects without some vintage script, but some beautiful, beautiful handmade papers from my stash. A little bit of layering there. This is some original Japanese temple paper, beautiful, and you can see that I've used it for the collaging on the cover throughout. A little bit more there. This is just some vellum that I've included where I have generated that image and printed it on. Oh, this is some gorgeous Japanese, it's almost like tissue paper, but it's soft, really, really soft and lovely. And then some more script in the middle. So that's a page that flips out of the temple paper. Just quickly taking you back through it. This is some paper with some leaves embedded into it. Now I can't remember, there is a Japanese name for this paper, I can't remember what it's called. A little piece of collaging down there, and this is some green piano roll paper that I have. So that's the collaging on that page, and then over the page here there is another pocket in the back made with some double layer of handmade paper and an eyelet popped through it. And as you know, with these accordion fold books, they open up, and that's the collaging on this one. So as you can see, I've used that oriental paper throughout with some stamping. And then on the front cover there is another pocket behind the vellum there, and there is a little dangle on the front, as you can see there, and I've just looped it through the ribbon. So each one of these, they're very much the same, just that the seals inside and the feathers change, but everything else is exactly the same in each one of these Oriental accordion fold books. Now the reason I've included this in is because obviously there's pockets in there and there's no decoration. So what I've done is I've included some more of the temple paper, and inside here what I've done is I've put inside more of the original temple paper. Now these are, well, I can open this one up. There we go. These are double sheets, like so. So you've got two of these. You've got some of the card to make bigger tags for the bigger pockets, like this size. And you've got some more smaller card for another pocket, which I haven't showed you. I've missed it, which is sod's law, but I'll show you in the next one. And then I've included some of the grosgrain ribbon so that you can make tag toppers or tie through your holes or eyelets that are in the actual journal itself, in the pages. So I just thought that because they're naked journals effectively, you might like to do that. Certainly, if nothing else, you've got the Oriental paper there that you can pop in or use on other projects. So there's one of those. Then you might have seen me make these fabric, excuse me, my throat's getting a little dry through talking. You may have seen my video recently where I've made some of these fabric scrap or fabric sample postcards. So there's one of these included in each box. There's another vellum pocket here with just a very basic Observe a Book of Flowers tag or journaling card included inside. So there's one of those. In here, and I have one to one side. This is how the how it's decorated, and this one to one side. Inside of there are a couple of decorated playing cards like so, and these are just playing cards that I've collaged over the top or decoupaged over the top, and just use some remnant rubs to trap some butterfly images between the acetate. So there's two of those, two in each one of these envelopes. So there's two in there. And then there are these. Now I made these using the gorgeous Chapter 1 DigiKits a while ago, and I thought it would be nice to include one of these in each of the boxes. So this one is a the DigiKit that I've printed out on canvas, and there's a TF label there and some gorgeous lace that was gifted to me by my lovely friend Leanne. And then inside, and it's a little bit snug, I'm having to take it off camera and give it a good pull. Can't get it out. There we go. It's always the way, if you pull it out slightly wonky when it's such a snug fit, they don't want to come out. So there's this little one inside, and this is the DigiKit printed onto cardboard, and this is the canvas, as you can see, I've printed inside as well. I've printed the canvas double-sided, and then inside there is a pocket here with some of the lovely papers that were given to me in my inspiration box by chapter 1. So there's a journaling card there in that side. This is going to get to be a long video if I don't hurry up here. I will be able to whiz through the next box in more detail, so I'll leave that out for the moment because it doesn't want to go in. So there are 3 small tags across the top here on both sides, and then 3 of the larger tags, and there are some labels from the kit as well. So there are 3 in this one as well, like so. And then in the back there is another one of the little journaling cards and some more of that lovely embossed paper. It's just beautiful, actually. It was lovely to use, and that goes in the back pocket. So this is what is included inside this box. So very quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bundle it all back in. I will obviously put it all back very neatly and wrap it up safe and secure, but I'm going to pop it off to one side so that I can quickly go through the next box. So as I say, this was box A. Pop that off to one side. And this very quickly is box B. And before I open this box, the papers that I used in the Oriental accordion book and that you have pages of in the envelope come from this gorgeous old book that I managed to score on eBay. So I was absolutely thrilled. But as you can see, these papers are quite delicate and double-sided. So they are absolutely lovely to use. And this one I've already ripped a page out, but aren't they lovely? Absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, you have a couple of those and also one wrapped around the front that you can use. So this is box B. So this is what box B looks like inside, if I turn it round this way. So as I said before, I'm not going to go through everything in massive detail, just to show you where the variations are. So another one of these, the tag is very similar on this one, except the beads at the top are slightly opaque little glass beads. And I don't know if I showed you on the last tag, but with these being vintage documents, they do have that lovely embossing, dry embossing on each of the tags. So there's that one. So everything is exactly the same, except the tag is just slightly different. These are the tags in this box. And this is a vintage tea card or cigarette card, I'm not sure which it is. It is a Brook Bond tea card. So that goes in that glassine bag there. Vintage document, again, original. And then a little bit of collaging on the back. This is my next tag, and again some of my home dyed chiffon. There's a pocket at the side and more of that lovely temple paper, and I've used a little tiny bezel at the top there with a half pearl in and some tiny little tags, just plain on the back of that one. This is my other tag, so just a little bit of collaging, layering here and collaging on the back of this one. Love this one. I love the butterfly images on on that picture, and then trying to pick up the purples in that butterfly and the pale blues. I found this image. Now it's a little bit bright in terms of the purple down the side there, so I just tried to mute it down a little bit by putting some vellum, layering some vellum underneath this image before I stitched it. So that's that card, and it tucks in there and just plain on the back. So you've seen all of these are all exactly the same as the other box, so no difference there. This is the scrappy scrap that I've included in this one, and as you can see, a little bit of hand embroidery, or slow stitching as we now seem to call it, and it says speckled egg in a slight hollow on the side there in the text, and that's backed. So this time there isn't a Christmas themed ephemera folder. This one is just labels, full of labels, as you can see, and I think, if I remember rightly, there's about 30 in here, labels for you to pull out and use, all various different sizes. That's what it looks like. Let's put that to one side. That's what it looks like inside, as you can see, layered up with lots and lots of labels, and there is a little glassine bag with some little tiny miniature ones in there. Now again, this is where I say that these are supplies. I've made the folder, I obviously haven't made the labels, and as you can see, more labels down there, a little bit of collaging at the bottom. Oh, and everything fell out then. And then more labels here in the back pockets, like so. And then this just goes inside the folder cover when it wants to go in. And there we go. You just have to be a little careful with these because of trapping or disrupting the labels, and I will put those straight before it goes out to its new owner. So that's what's in the first layer, and as you can see, I've got them all in the lid there. The one thing about these boxes are that the base, this layer and this layer, are interchangeable. They all slot on top of each other, and the lid, if you don't want it as a lid, will double up as another layer on top. But if you want it as a lid, then obviously you just flip it over. So there's lots of choices about how you want to, or how you can use these boxes, if you want to use them in your craft room or for your crafting. I have to tell you, I've got loads of these, and I use them to keep all sorts of goodies in. And again, as I mentioned with the last one, this layer, this can come out, so you've got a complete section here, or you can put the dividers in. There's slots for these. I'll move that one out. Then you've got 4 compartments if you want, so plenty of options with these. So in the bottom we have our altered paper clips. This is the accordion fold, and at the back there's your envelope. Very quickly inside to show you this one. There is a beautiful white feather inside this one. There's your pocket here, and another pocket here. I'm determined to remember to show you the extra pocket. So you have a pocket at the end here where my thumb is, underneath there. Let me show you quickly again. I'm sure you've not forgotten. A pocket there, pocket here. This one is not so apparent, it just looks like the collaging. So if you buy one of these boxes, then please remember there is a pocket there. And then the papers inside here are the same. I've just included that printed handmade paper, which I thought was quite nice. Again, vintage document, vintage French document, mulberry paper, the temple paper. Just very, very quickly, all of that paper. And the temple paper that opens out. It's got a lovely feel to this Japanese temple paper, really has. There's the paper with the leaves trapped in it. And then this time I've put the seal at the back here, and this one is of a bee. This is your back pocket, like so. And then very quickly, if I just show you the collaging across the back here. Some of that beautiful Sanwan paper which I've trapped in there. It's just beautiful, really is so delicate. And then again you've got your pocket out the front. So that's that one. This is the fabric sample that I made, fabric postcard. So that's slightly different from the other one. This one is exactly the same but with a different image inside. This time it's Columbine. Altered playing cards, exactly the same as the last ones. These are the Britta style dangles. Thank you, Britta, for that inspiration. So you've seen all of those. And then this time, this is the chapter 1 project that I did. Again, using the kit and again another pouch. This is a beautiful, soft, vintage cotton that I've used for the tie on this one. A TF label. And this is not canvas this time, this is cardboard. And as you can see, I've printed it double-sided to make the accordion ephemera pouch. So very quickly, again, I'll put the link down below in the description box of the video for these so that you can see them in more detail. But there's a tag, 2 journaling cards, and 2 journaling cards and 4 mini tags in the first pocket. In the second pocket there are, I think, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I lied. 7 tags, and they've all been backed. Everything is being backed with tea stain paper and stitched. So there's 7 of those in the next pocket. There are these journaling cards, and I'm not even going to try and remember how many of these there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those. And these are coin envelopes. Thought they were the journaling cards, but they're coin envelopes. And then in the last pocket we have another 2 medium-sized tags, and then one with a little tag as a dangle. And also in the back pocket we have another piece of dry embossed, beautiful handmade and hand dyed or home dyed card as a postcard. So that's what is in there, and that's everything in this box. I have a right royal mess on my desk here, everybody. You would not believe it. It is all over the place. So much for being organised as I've been opening these and trying to show you. So this one is box B. So thank you so much for bearing with me as I go through these creation boxes. I will disappear now, and I will be back in a moment or two. When I put all these back together, I will be back in a moment or two with the other 2 boxes, box C and box D. Thanks so much, everybody. See you soon. Bye bye.